Rob Frazier here. This last video I talked about a FutureNet asset plan with international. That should be international right there. International Silver Network. So in this last video I laid out my plan for using these ad packs in Future Ad Pro. Using those ad packs, buying more ad packs, withdrawing a portion of money, buying traffic, setting a small percentage into Bitcoin, and talking about how I'm going to buy silver on a weekly basis. So the purpose of this video is just to show you what that looks like. So here's the actual video. There's going to be a link to this video that I'm currently recording, and then under this video you're currently watching is going to be a link to this first video. So they're both going to be linked together so you can watch them and see, you know, what the hell I'm talking about. So here's my FutureNet or Future Ad Pro back office. I just requested a payout of $500 today. I got my 471 up in my Bitcoin e-wallet, and so this is what I essentially do. Whenever I get the cash, it goes into my Bitcoin e-wallet, and then I'll take a tiny bit of that Bitcoin and I'll put it into this vault. So what this vault is, it's a kind of like a Bitcoin savings account. I think that's the best way to explain it, because when you put the money into the vault, and then when you withdraw it, you have to go through like a double email step process. So it's kind of like a Bitcoin savings account. I don't know, for lack of better terms. But what I do is every time I make a little bit of money, hits my Bitcoin e-wallet, I'll kick a small, tiny little bit over to my vault, and not a lot. So for example, today I got 471 bucks. I'll probably kick 50 bucks over there, 50, 40. Sometimes I kick 10 bucks. Sometimes I click, it just depends on what I'm using the money for. But every single time I get a Bitcoin transaction, a tiny piece of it goes over here. And then over time, that's going to grow. In the past, I had about 6-7 Bitcoin in there, but I had to move the money out for other things because things were happening. Now, I'm currently in the process of building this again. So, this is the first thing I do with the money. The second thing that I'm going to do with the money, basically, you see I have 478. I'm going to transfer a tiny little bit to my Bitcoin vault, and then I'm basically going to transfer this money to my wallet, my US dollar wallet, and withdraw it to my bank. Now, that money, when I get it in the bank account, that immediately goes right back into paid traffic. Paid traffic, a portion of that will go into savings, and then another portion of that, as in this video, I laid out this money goes to traffic, tiny bit goes into Bitcoin, and then a tiny bit is going to go over here into International Silver Network to buy me some silver. So what that looks like, just like this. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to look up some bullion. I mean, you can buy anything you want here. I think there's a couple of watches here. They have men's coin watches. They have men's and women's watches, but they have watches here that I was actually interested in getting. But for the most part, the only thing I'm getting here on a weekly basis is bullion. So this is basically just the back office of International Silver Network. This is the back office. You click on my ISN shopping area, and it'll take you here, so where you can buy your silver bullion. And it's real simple. You just scroll down, find a bullion you want, select the amount, and click Add to Cart. So what I'll do, if you hear lapping in the background, that's my little dog back there in the background drinking water. So what I do, if I can find my proper screen here, 471 bucks hit my Bitcoin account. Tiny bit's going to go into my Bitcoin vault. The rest of it's going to go to bank account for traffic. And then of that, about 120 or so is going to buy me some International Silver Network, either gold and silver on a weekly basis. So you either come here, there's bullion. Let's see if I can click on it right there. And they have gold coins, silver coins. You know, you could just, I'm not going to go into all the different details and products and things like that, but you get the rough idea. It's basically every single week I'm using this 500 bucks or 470 bucks for something. It's either going into traffic, going into a little bit of it going into Bitcoin, tiny bits going into my pocket, and a tiny bits going into buying silver over here. And you know, every single week I'll buy like around 4 or 5 of these coins. You know, let's just say I pick 5 here. I'll just show you what that looks like. Add to cart. You know, and that's 121 bucks. And if I do that every single week I'm getting 5 ounces of silver. Over time, you know, if I do that for 6 months, if I do that for a year, and also at any time I could pick up that silver and go sell it and turn it back into cash. So, I mean, it's not like I'm losing my money. This is a product that you buy that retains its value. Now, you compare that to buying, you know, some diet pills. 6 months later, those diet pills aren't going to be worth anything. Whereas you spend your money here, over time, you can build up a nice amount of gold and silver. See what I'm saying? And I'd rather go this route because this is one of the safest places to put your money into to keep your buying power. So, I just wanted to show you what that looked like. And, you know, they got bullion, they got the gold coins, silver coins, perfect MS-70 coins. You can buy, you know, coins from other nations, things like that, but it's all here in the back office of International Silver Network. So, that being said, the link below this video, one link is going to talk to you about FutureNet and FutureAd Pro, and then the second link is going to talk about International Silver Network. Now, both of these sales funnels are created through the Power Lead system. So, just like I highlighted in my previous video, these systems are linked together. One system is FutureNet and Power Lead system, and the second system is International Silver Network and Power Lead system. But the thing is, you follow my plan, you're going to maximize both of those systems, and you're going to make money. Name's Rob Frazier. Click the links below, and I'll talk to you in the next video.